I've been a ghost for 11 months. That's what working at the eclipse feels like, existing in a world that pretends you don't. I move through the private lounge like smoke, refilling glasses for men in tailored suits who discuss territories and shipments in voices too low for anyone outside their circle to hear. My hands wipe down black marble tables that cost more than my yearly rent. I arrange bottles of liquor I'll never taste, and I stay invisible. The eclipse sits in the heart of Gangnam, all dark wood and amber lighting, the kind of place where Seoul's underworld comes to pretend they're civilized. 3 floors of exclusive access, velvet ropes, and security that could stop a small army. I work the top floor, the VIP section reserved for the people who actually run this city from the shadows. My older brother Minho works the bar downstairs, 26 years old with our father's easy smile and none of my caution. He mixes drinks that look like art and cost like ransom, humming along to whatever jazz plays through the sound system. Every night after our shifts end, we take the subway back to our cramped studio in Nawan together. One room, thin walls, neighbors who fight at 2 in the morning. But it's ours. Well, rented, barely afforded. I take the extra shifts when they're offered because I need every one. Because 52 million won in hospital debt doesn't disappear on its own. Because our father died 18 months ago from liver failure that ate through his body and our savings simultaneously. The bills kept coming long after his funeral. I signed payment plans I'll be honoring into my 30s, accepted interest rates that should be criminal, and learned to survive on instant ramyun and cheaper hope. So I clean, I serve, I refill. I accept overtime without complaint, and I pretend the flashes don't happen. They started 3 months ago. Fragments of moments that haven't occurred yet. A glass shattering 2 seconds before someone's hand actually knocks it over. A door opening before anyone touches the handle. Nothing useful, just glimpses that make my head ache and my hands shake until I grip something solid and remind myself I'm here. Now. Present. I haven't told Minho. Haven't told anyone. What would I even say? Hey, sometimes I see things before they happen. But only stupid things, so don't worry. Tonight, the usual crowd filters through. Businessmen who aren't businessmen, lawyers who've never seen a courtroom, and them, the 3 kings of Seoul's night world. Kang Ji-won enters first, 29, cold as winter steel, with sharp features and eyes that miss nothing. He built the Eastern Territory from borrowed money and calculated violence, turning protection schemes into an empire. People say he's never raised his voice and never needed to. Min Taeyang follows, 28, all quiet intensity and controlled power. Broader build, tattoos hidden under expensive dress shirts, running the southern operations with the kind of efficiency that makes enemies disappear without bloodshed. Mostly. Park Hansel comes last, 27, deceptively gentle with a smile that makes people forget he's the most dangerous of the 3. Western Territory, legitimate businesses fronting operations nobody talks about. Charm that disarms right before he destroys you. They formed a triad 5 years ago instead of tearing the city apart fighting each other. Now they run Seoul's underworld like a corporation, clean, organized, untouchable. I've served their table dozens of times over 11 months. They've never looked at me, not once. I'm furniture, convenient, functional, invisible. I prefer it that way. Tonight feels wrong. The flash hits me as I'm wiping down their usual corner booth. A sensation like falling forward through time. I see myself walking. Rain, darkness, blood. Then I'm back, gripping the table edge, heart hammering against my ribs. You good? Minho appears beside me, concern creasing his forehead. He smells like citrus and whiskey. Fine. The lie tastes like copper. Long shift. You're working too much. His hand lands on my shoulder, familiar weight. When's the next payment due? 2 weeks. Jihoon. I'm fine. I force brightness into my voice. Promise. Just tired. He studies me with that particular intensity only older brothers possess, then nods. Movie night this weekend. I'm making jjajangmyeon. If I'm not working, you better not be. The shift ends at midnight. We change out of our black server uniforms in the cramped staff room, and Minho immediately checks his phone. His expression shifts, frustration bleeding through. Dongyun needs help moving furniture. Tonight. His roommate bailed and the landlord's coming tomorrow. He curses under his breath. I'm sorry, Jihoon. I know we always walk together. Go. I pull on my jacket against October's chill. It's 4 blocks to the station. I'll be fine. You sure? It's Gangnam. Probably safer than our neighborhood. He hugs me quickly, smelling like home and worry, then rushes toward the staff exit. I watch him disappear around the corner, then step into the night alone. The street is quieter than usual. Most shops have closed, their windows dark except for security lights casting everything in shades of amber and shadow. My sneakers splash through puddles from earlier rain, soaking through to my socks within half a block. 3 blocks. That's all it is. I keep my head down, focused on familiar landmarks. The convenience store, the cafe that stays open late, the pharmacy with the flickering sign. 2 blocks down, 1 to go. The alley appears on my left. And everything goes wrong. 2 figures step out from the shadows, blocking the sidewalk ahead. My stomach drops, instinct screaming before my brain catches up. I stop walking, hand already reaching for my phone. Evening. The first one speaks. Lean build, buzzed hair, jacket too thin for the weather. His companion is broader, silent, eyes tracking my movement like a predator watching prey. Evening, I manage, voice steadier than I feel. I move to step around them. The first man shifts, staying in my path. Where are you headed in such a hurry? Home. I keep my tone flat, uninteresting. Excuse me. Hold on. He smiles, but there's nothing friendly in it. Just being neighborly, making conversation. The broader one moves behind me, cutting off retreat. My pulse kicks into overdrive. The flash from earlier slams back. Rain, darkness, blood. This is what I saw. I don't want trouble, I say. No trouble. The first man holds up his hands, palms out. Mock innocence that makes my skin crawl. Just need your phone. Wallet too. Nice and easy. I should scream, should run, should do literally anything except stand here calculating how badly this ends either way. But my body has locked up, frozen between options that all feel wrong. Then the broader one's eyes land on my shirt. The Eclipse's logo embroidered on the chest. Small, discreet, unmistakable if you know what you're looking for. Wait. He speaks for the first time, voice rough. Check his shirt. The first man steps closer, grabbing my collar. His grip twists the fabric, yanking me forward hard enough that I stumble. You work at the Eclipse. Not a question, an accusation. No. The lie comes automatic, desperate. Don't lie. He shakes me once, sharp. I've seen that logo. You work for them, for the kings. Fear spikes cold and immediate through my veins. This isn't random. This is targeted. I'm just a server, I try, hating how my voice breaks. I clean tables. I don't know anything. I don't even talk to them. Please. Just a server, the first man repeats, mocking. He looks at his companion. Working for Kang Jiwon, Min Taeyang, Park Hansel. Each name lands like a stone. Serving their drinks, hearing their conversations. I don't hear anything, I swear. I just work there. I need the money. Please, just take my phone. The first punch comes from nowhere. Pain explodes across my cheekbone, white hot and blinding. I stagger backward, ears ringing, vision swimming. Before I recover, hands grab my arms. Fingers dig in hard enough to bruise through my jacket. I try to scream, but a palm clamps over my mouth. This is what happens, the first man says, close to my ear. When people think they own our streets, when those 3 think they can operate in our territory without consequences. The second hit catches my ribs. Then another. Another. I stop counting after the 4th. Stop trying to fight. Just curl inward and pray for it to end. Someone grabs my hair, yanks my head back. I see the fist coming toward my face. Then everything goes black. I don't know how long I'm unconscious. Could be seconds. Could be minutes. When awareness returns, I'm on wet pavement, rain drumming against my back. Every breath feels like knives in my side. My left eye won't open properly, swollen and throbbing. The metallic taste of blood fills my mouth. They're gone. Phone, wallet, attackers, all vanished into the October night. Get up. Move. Get home. I push myself to sitting, biting back a sob as my ribs protest. My hands are scraped raw, my jeans torn at the knee. Through my one working eye, I can see the subway station ahead, lights wavering through the rain like a mirage. I don't remember the walk clearly, just fragments. Stumbling through the turnstile, someone asking if I need help, me shaking my head because I can't afford an ambulance, the jarring motion of the train, climbing the stairs to our building feeling like scaling a mountain with broken bones. Our bathroom mirror tells the story my body already knows. My left eye is swollen shut, purple spreading across the socket like spilled ink. My bottom lip is split, still bleeding sluggishly. When I lift my shirt, bruises are already forming along my ribs in shades of red and dark purple. My arms bear clear finger-shaped marks where I was grabbed. I turn on the shower, let it run hot, and sit on the bathroom floor fully clothed while steam fills the space. Only then do I let myself cry. Quiet, controlled. So I won't wake Minho when he gets home. But he comes home anyway. His bedroom door opens, footsteps approach. Then he's in the bathroom doorway, and his face goes white. Jihoon! My name comes out strangled. Oh my God, Jihoon! I'm okay. You're bleeding. He drops to his knees beside me, hands hovering like he's afraid touching me will cause more pain. We need to go to the hospital. No. Jihoon! I can't afford it. My voice breaks on the words. I can't afford the emergency room visit, Hyung. I can't. His expression does something complicated. Grief and fury and helplessness all at once. What happened? Mugged. 2 guys near the eclipse. Did you call the police? I gesture weakly at my empty pockets. No phone, remember? He looks like he wants to argue, wants to do something. But we both know the math. Both live inside the same impossible budget where hospital bills mean choosing between medical care and rent. Instead, he helps me out of my wet clothes, steadies me through a shower that turns the water pink, bandages the worst scrapes with supplies from our pathetic first aid kit. When I finally crawl into bed, he sits beside me in the dark. I shouldn't have left you alone, he whispers. Not your fault. But lying there, every part of my body screaming, I can't stop replaying the moment they saw my shirt, the recognition in their eyes, the deliberate violence that followed. This wasn't random, and somehow that makes it infinitely worse. Sleep comes in fragments, broken by pain that pulses through my ribs with every breath. When my alarm goes off at 6, I lie there staring at the ceiling, contemplating the impossible mathematics of missing work. I need every shift, every one. The debt doesn't care if I've been beaten half to death in an alley. 52 million won. That number follows me like a shadow, constant and suffocating. I drag myself upright, biting back a groan as my ribs protest. The bathroom mirror shows exactly what I'm working with. My left eye has transformed into a grotesque palette of purple and black, swollen enough that I can barely see through the slit. The cut on my lip has scabbed over during the night. Bruises bloom across my jaw and cheekbone like violent flowers. Makeup becomes war paint. I layer concealer thick enough to pass for a mask, though it does little to hide the swelling. The eye is hopeless. No amount of product can disguise that damage. I settle for making the rest of my face look human and hope people won't look too closely. The long-sleeved shirt comes out of necessity despite October heat. Charcoal gray, high-necked, covering every inch of damage I can hide. When I check my reflection one final time, I look like someone wearing a bad disguise of myself. Minho is already in our tiny kitchen when I emerge. He takes one look at me and his face crumples. Don't, I say before he can start. I'm going to work. Jihoon, you can barely walk. I can walk fine. A lie. Every step sends shocks through my left side where they kicked me. And I need the money. One day won't. Yes, it will. I pour instant coffee into a thermos, movements careful and deliberate. Payments due in 2 weeks. I'm already short. He opens his mouth, closes it. We both know the math. At least let me drive you, he says finally. I accept because the subway stairs feel insurmountable this morning. The eclipse looks exactly as it always did. Beautiful, imposing, utterly indifferent to my suffering. Minho drops me at the service entrance with a look that says, "We'll be discussing this later." Then he drives around to the staff parking. I make it through the morning on autopilot, wipe down tables, restock the bar, arrange bottles with hands that only shake when I think about last night. Each task requires focus to complete without aggravating my injuries. I move slowly, methodically, and avoid every reflective surface. Around noon, Jihoon finds me organizing liquor bottles in the storage room. He's the day manager, mid-30s, generally decent as bosses go. "You look terrible," he says bluntly. "Thanks, appreciate it." "I'm serious, your face is twice its normal size." "It's fine." He steps closer, lowering his voice. "What happened?" "Fell. Subway stairs. They get slippery when it rains." The lie I practice sounds hollow even to my ears. Dahyun's expression says he doesn't believe me, but he doesn't push. "Take it easy today. Light duties only. The VIP floor is booked tonight. I need you functional." VIP floor, where the three kings hold court. My stomach twists, but I nod. The afternoon passes in a haze of careful movement and concentrated breathing. Every inhale reminds me of fractured ribs. Every turn of my head makes the room swim. I'm wiping down the bar on the third floor when it happens. Footsteps on the stairs, multiple sets, expensive shoes on polished wood. My heart jumps stupidly, rapid quick panic before logic reasserts itself. Just early arrivals. Just another night. But when I turn, all three of them stand at the top of the landing. Kang Ji-won in front, perfectly tailored charcoal suit, dark hair styled with precision. His eyes, sharp and calculating, land on me for the first time in 11 months. Actually land on me. Actually see me. Min Taeyang behind him, broader build in navy blue, expression carefully neutral. But his gaze tracks to my face, and something hardens in his jaw. Park Hansel bringing up the rear, deceptively gentle smile frozen halfway to his lips. He stops moving entirely when he sees me. The silence stretches too long, too heavy. "What happened to your face?" Jiwon's voice cuts through the quiet. Direct, unavoidable, carrying the weight of someone who expects answers. My brain scrambles for the lie. "Fell. Subway stairs. They get slippery when it rains." None of them move. None of them speak. Then Jiwon crosses the distance between us in 4 measured steps. Suddenly he's close. Too close. Near enough that I can smell cedar and something darker. More expensive. "Tell me again how you fell," he says softly. "The stairs were wet. I lost my footing." "Which side did you fall on?" The question confuses me. "What? Left or right? Which side hit the stairs?" My mind races. "Left, I think." "You think?" Taeyang speaks now, moving closer. His voice is quieter than Jiwon's but no less intense. "And you're favoring your left side when you breathe, protecting it. So you fell on the left, hit your left eye, split your lip, and now your left ribs hurt." Heat floods my face. "Yes." "That's a very consistent fall," Hansel adds, joining them. His gentle smile has disappeared entirely. "Show us your arms." "I need to finish." "Show us." Jiwon, not a request. My hands tremble as I set down the cleaning cloth. This is my employer. Employers I've never actually spoken to before. I can't refuse. I push up my right sleeve first, just scrapes across the forearm. "The other one," Taeyang says quietly. I hesitate. The left arm tells a different story, but 3 pairs of eyes wait with infinite patience, and eventually I push up that sleeve too. The bruises are spectacular. Perfect finger-shaped marks circling my bicep where someone grabbed me. Purple and yellow and angry red. Unmistakable. All 3 of them go very, very still. When Jiwon finally speaks, his voice has dropped to something cold and deadly. "Who did this to you?" If you're hooked and want to see what the 3 kings do next, hit that subscribe button. This story's just getting started, and trust me, you don't want to miss what happens when they find out the truth. More twists, more tension, and way more protective alpha energy coming your way. Subscribe now. The question lands like a physical blow. I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. My throat has gone completely dry. I told you, I finally manage. I fell. Don't! The word cracks like a whip from Jiwon's mouth. Don't lie to me again. He gestures at my arm, at the perfect imprint of violence. Those are not from a fall. Someone grabbed you, held you. Where did this happen? The use of command in his voice does something to my omega instincts I absolutely hate. Makes me want to answer, to submit, to tell the truth. I fight it. It doesn't matter. It matters to me. Taeyang moves closer, and now I'm surrounded by all three of them. His hand reaches out slowly, carefully, like approaching a wounded animal. His fingers hover over the bruises on my arm. How many were there? I shouldn't answer. Should keep my mouth shut and finish my shift and go home and pretend this conversation never happened. 2, I hear myself say. Hansel's gentle expression has transformed into something I've never seen before. Something cold and calculating that makes my survival instincts scream. When? Last night, walking to the subway after my shift. What did they take? Jiwon asks. Phone. Wallet. I swallow hard. And then what? Taeyang's voice has gone soft. Dangerous soft. The memory crashes back. Rain. Pain. The recognition in their eyes when they saw my shirt. They saw my uniform, I whisper. Asked if I worked here. I said no, but they didn't believe me. The temperature in the room drops about 10 degrees. What exactly did they say? Jiwon's jaw tightens incrementally. The only visible sign of whatever's happening behind those dark eyes. That this was a message. That you three think you own their streets. The words taste like ash. They said I was working for the kings. That I heard things, knew things. I watch realization dawn across all three faces simultaneously. This wasn't random, Hansel says quietly. This was deliberate. Where exactly did it happen? Taeyang pulls out his phone, fingers already moving across the screen. Between the convenience store and the pharmacy, 4 blocks from here, around midnight. Jiwon turns to Taeyang. Pull the security footage, every camera within a 6-block radius. Already on it. Taeyang's typing faster now. I'm texting Jihoon. He can have it pulled within the hour. Wait, I take a step back, immediately regretting it when my ribs scream in protest. You don't need to do this. It was just a mugging. I'm fine. All three of them look at me like I've lost my mind. Fine? Jiwon repeats, voice dangerously soft. You can barely stand. Your eye is swollen shut. You're protecting broken ribs. And you think this is fine? I'm still breathing, aren't I? The sass comes out before I can stop it. Probably not smart when facing down 3 of Seoul's most dangerous men, but pain makes me reckless. Look, I appreciate the concern, really. Very touching. But I've got work to finish and bills to pay, so if we're done with the interrogation. I moved a step around them. Hansel's hand catches my wrist. Gentle but immovable. Sit down. I have tables to clean. Sit. Down. Still gentle. Still absolutely unyielding. My legs give out before I decide to obey. I sink into the nearest chair, and all three of them exchange a look I can't interpret. Jiwon pulls out his phone, presses a contact. Jihoon, my office. Now. He ends the call, then turns those sharp eyes back on me. Can you describe them? Why? Because I'm going to find them. Something in his tone makes my stomach flip. Not fear exactly. Something else. Something that feels dangerously close to relief. First guy. Lean build. Buzzed hair. Maybe late 20s. Jacket too thin for the weather. The details come easier than I expect. Second one was broader. Didn't talk much. Just held me while the other one... I can't finish that sentence. Hair color? Eye color? Any distinguishing features? Taeyang is taking notes now on his phone. Both had dark hair. The quiet one had a scar through his left eyebrow. The talker had a spider tattoo on his neck. Small, right side. Hansel goes very still. Spider tattoo? Yeah, why? Choi Min-jae, he says to the others, works for the Incheon crew, enforcer, known for targeting opposition businesses. The scar matches Kang Si-won, Taeyang adds. Muscle for hire. Usually works in pairs. They're discussing violence and territory and revenge like analyzing a business transaction. Clinical. Detached. I should be terrified. Instead, I feel something unfamiliar settling in my chest. Something warm and dangerous. A man appears at the top of the stairs. Early 30s, sharp suit, calculating eyes. This must be Jihoon. You called? He takes one look at me and his expression shudders. What happened? Two of the Inshin crew decided to send a message, Jiwon says flatly, using one of our people. Our people? I can't help the question. I just work here. Jiwon's eyes lock on mine. You work in my establishment. You wear my logo. That makes you mine to protect. The possessiveness in those words should offend me, should make me argue about autonomy and independence. But my omega hindbrain is practically purring. I shove that feeling down hard. Jihoon, I want security footage pulled, Jiwon continues. 4-block radius around the eclipse. Midnight last night. I want faces. I want locations. I want them found. Consider it done. Jihoon pulls out his tablet. How soon? 2 hours. They'll be identified in 1. After Jihoon leaves, silence settles heavy between us. I should go back to work. Should extract myself from whatever this is becoming. Instead, I ask, what are you going to do when you find them? Taeyang looks at me with an expression I can't read. What needs to be done? That's not an answer. It's the only one you need, Jiwon says. Then softer, have you eaten today? The subject change throws me. What? Food, have you eaten? Coffee counts, right? Hansel makes a sound that might be a laugh if it wasn't so dark. Coffee is not food. It is when you're broke. All three exchange another look. How much do you owe? Taeyang asks suddenly. My spine stiffens. That's personal. How much, Jihoon? The use of my name shocks me into silence. I didn't know they knew my name. 11 months of invisibility, and they knew it all along. 52 million won, I hear myself answer. Medical debt. My father died 18 months ago. Understanding flickers across Jiwon's features. And you're paying it off on a server's salary. I don't have much choice. There's always a choice, Hansel says quietly. Before I can respond, my vision flickers. The flash hits hard and sudden. I see blood. 3 bodies. Dawn light breaking over the city. A phone screen showing a single word, found. Then I'm back, gripping the chair arms, breathing hard. All 3 of them are staring at me. What just happened? Taeyang asks. Nothing, I'm fine. You're pale as death and shaking. Low blood sugar, remember? No breakfast. I don't think they believe me, but Hansel just says, then let's fix that. Before I can protest, Hansel's already moving toward the private kitchen reserved for VIP clients. Taeyang follows without question, leaving me alone with Jiwon, who is still watching me with that unnerving intensity. You have precognition, he says. Not a question, a statement of fact. My heart stops. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't insult my intelligence. He moves closer, crouches down so we're eye level. I've been watching you for 3 months. Every time something's about to happen, you flinch half a second early. Glass breaking, doors opening, people arriving. His head tilts slightly. You see things before they happen? That's insane. Is it? His gaze never wavers. What did you just see? When your eyes went unfocused and you grabbed the chair like you were falling? I could lie, should lie. But something about the way he's looking at me, like I'm a puzzle he's determined to solve, makes the truth spill out. Blood, 3 bodies, dawn. I swallow hard. A phone screen that said found. Something flickers in his expression. Satisfaction maybe, or vindication. How often does this happen? Few times a week. It's useless mostly. Stupid things. Nothing that actually helps. You saw your attack before it happened, didn't you? The accuracy of that statement makes my breath catch. Yeah, fat lot of good it did me. Because you didn't tell anyone. His hand reaches out, cups my jaw with unexpected gentleness. His thumb traces the edge of the bruise on my cheekbone. You walked into danger knowing it was coming. I thought I was being paranoid. The visions are never clear, never useful. They're useful now. His thumb continues its path, barely touching, but I feel it everywhere. You just told me how this ends. 3 bodies by dawn. We find them. That's not, I don't know if that's what it means. The visions aren't literal sometimes. They're Jihoon. The way he says my name makes my omega instincts do backflips. Stop fighting this. Fighting what? The fact that you're under our protection now, whether you want to be or not. I didn't ask for protection. No, but you're getting it anyway. He stands, offers me his hand. Come. You need food and medical attention. In that order. I stare at his outstretched hand like it's a live grenade. Taking it feels like accepting something I don't fully understand. Something that will change everything. My stomach chooses that moment to growl loudly. Jihoon's lips twitch, almost a smile. Your body is smarter than your pride. My pride is very intelligent. Thank you. Then it should tell you when you've lost an argument. I take his hand before I can overthink it. His grip is warm, firm, and he pulls me to my feet with effortless strength. For a moment we stand too close, his hand still holding mine, and the air between us feels charged with something I absolutely cannot deal with right now. He releases me and steps back. This way. The private kitchen smells like heaven. Taeyang's at the stove, somehow already cooking, while Hansel sets the table with actual plates instead of the disposable ones we use downstairs. Sit, Taeyang orders without turning around. I'm starting to think you 3 have a thing about giving orders. We do. Hansel pulls out a chair. We're very good at it. People usually listen. I'm not people. No? He smiles, and this time it reaches his eyes. You're definitely not. I sit because my ribs are screaming, and standing feels impossible. Within minutes, Taeyang places a bowl in front of me. Kimchi jjigae, still bubbling hot, with a perfect egg on top and a side of rice that looks like it was made by someone who actually cares. My throat gets tight. Eat, Taeyang says, sitting across from me. All of it. Bossy, you have no idea. I pick up the spoon, take a bite, and nearly moan. It's perfect. Better than perfect. Better than anything I've made for myself in months. Good? Hansel asks, sitting beside me. It's fine, I lie, already taking another bite. You're a terrible liar, Jihoon observes, taking the seat on my other side. I'm surrounded by them. Boxed in, should feel trapped. Instead feel safe. I hate that I like it. So what's the plan? I ask between bites. You find these guys and then what? Stern talking to? Firmly worded letter? Something like that, Taeyang says, but his smile is knife sharp. You're going to kill them. We're going to have a conversation about boundaries and consequences. That's a very corporate way of saying murder. Hansel laughs, genuine and surprised. You're not scared of us at all, are you? Terrified, actually. But I've found sass is an excellent coping mechanism for existential dread. That gets a real smile from Jihoon. Small, but there. Eat more. You're too thin. I'm efficient. There's a difference. My phone would be buzzing right now if I still had one. Minho's probably losing his mind wondering where I am. The thought sobers me. I need to call my brother. Let him know I'm okay. Use mine. Jihoon slides his phone across the table. It's probably worth more than 3 months of my rent. I pick it up carefully like it might explode and dial Minho's number from memory. He answers on the first ring. Who is this? It's me. Jihoon. Jihoon? Whose phone are you? Where are you? I've been looking everywhere. Daehyun said you disappeared upstairs with... He stops. Please tell me you're not with them. Define them. Oh my God, you're with them. The Kings. Jihoon, what the hell? They're feeding me. I take another spoonful of stew to prove my point. It's very nice stew. Very civil. No one's died yet. That's not reassuring. I'm fine, Hyung. Really. I'll explain everything later. Just don't worry. Don't worry. You're telling me not to worry while you're having dinner with 3 of the most dangerous men in Seoul. When you say it like that, it sounds bad. Because it is bad. I glance up. All 3 of them are watching me with varying degrees of amusement. I have to go. I'll text you later. You don't have a phone? I'll figure something out. Love you. I hang up before he can protest further. Jiwon takes his phone back, fingers brushing mine. Protective brother? You have no idea. Actually, Taeyang says, pulling out his own phone and checking the screen. We do. Yejoon just sent the files. We know everything about you, Jihoon. Your brother Minho, your father's medical history, your debt, your work schedule, your address. My blood runs cold. That's creepy. That's thorough. Jiwon's expression doesn't change. We protect what's ours. Can't do that without information. I'm not yours. You are now. The certainty in his voice should make me run. Instead, it makes something warm and dangerous curl in my chest. Before I can respond, Jiwon's phone buzzes. He glances at the screen, and his expression goes cold. They found them. The words hang in the air like a guillotine blade waiting to drop. Jiwon's already standing, phone pressed to his ear. Location? A pause. Good, don't let them move. We're coming. Taeyang and Hansel rise simultaneously, movements synchronized like they've done this 1,000 times. Probably have. Wait! I push back from the table, ribs protesting. What are you going to do? What needs to be done, Taeyang says, already heading for the door. That's still not an answer. Jiwon turns back to me. You're staying here. Like hell I am, his eyebrow lifts. That wasn't a request, and that wasn't me asking for permission. I stand, trying not to wince. They attacked me. I deserve to know what happens next. You deserve to rest and heal, not watch us work. Work, is that what we're calling it? I cross my arms, immediately regret it when the movement pulls at damaged tissue. Look, I appreciate the whole protective alpha thing you've got going. Very sexy, extremely commanding. But I'm not a damsel who needs to be locked in a tower while you go slay dragons. Hansel makes a sound that's definitely a laugh. Did you just call us sexy? I called the concept sexy. You're just moderately attractive men with authority issues. Moderately attractive, Taeyang repeats, something dancing in his eyes. That's the best you can do? I've had a very long day. My compliments are running on emergency power. Jiwon's expression has shifted into something I can't read. He closes the distance between us in 2 strides, and suddenly he's right there, looking down at me with dark eyes that seem to see everything I'm trying to hide. You don't want to see this, he says quietly. Maybe not, but I need to. Why? Because they made me feel helpless, powerless, like I was nothing. My voice drops. I need to see that they're not untouchable, that there are consequences. Understanding flickers across his features. You want justice. I want closure. He studies me for a long moment, then glances at the others. Some silent conversation happens that I'm not part of. Finally, Hansel sighs. He comes, but he stays in the car. I can live with that. And you do exactly what we tell you, Taeyang adds. No arguments, no heroics. I'm a server with broken ribs. Heroics aren't really in my skill set. Could have fooled me, Jiwon mutters, but he's already moving toward the door. Let's go. The car is exactly what I'd expect. Black SUV with tinted windows, leather interior that probably cost more than my entire apartment building. I slide into the back seat, Jiwon on one side, Hansel on the other. Taeyang drives. Where are we going? I ask as we pull into Seoul's night traffic. Abandoned warehouse in Yongsan, Jiwon says, checking his phone. They were hiding out, waiting for the heat to die down. Bold of them to assume there wouldn't be heat. They assumed we wouldn't care about a server. Hansel's voice has gone cold. They were wrong. My phone vibrates. Except I don't have a phone. I look down. Jiwon's placed his in my hand. Text your brother. Let him know you'll be late. I type out a quick message to Minho. With friends, safe. Home later. Don't wait up. His response is immediate. Friends? Jihoon, what friends? I turn off the phone. The drive takes 20 minutes. We pass through neighborhoods that get progressively darker, more industrial. Fewer streetlights, more shadows. My vision flickers again. The flash hits softer this time. I see the warehouse. 3 figures kneeling. Jiwon's hand on my shoulder. Blood on concrete. Then I'm back. Another one? Jiwon asks quietly. I nod. What did you see? The same. 3 bodies. Dawn. I hesitate. Your hand on my shoulder. His hand moves to rest exactly there. Warm and solid. Like this? Yeah, like that. We pull up to a building that looks like it's been forgotten by time. Broken windows. Graffiti-covered walls. The kind of place where screams wouldn't carry. 4 other vehicles are already there. Men in dark clothes standing guard at the entrance. Stay here, Jihoon says. Lock the doors. If anything happens, you drive away and don't look back. I don't have a license. Then you learn fast. He's already opening the door. Hansel stays with you? I should be in there, Hansel protests, and I need someone I trust keeping him safe. Jihoon's tone brooks no argument. That's you. Hansel's jaw tightens, but he nods. Jihoon and Taeyang disappear into the warehouse. Silence settles in the car. Hansel shifts in his seat, scanning the perimeter with the focus of someone trained for violence. How long have you 3 been working together, I ask, more to fill the quiet than anything. 5 years. We were tearing the city apart, fighting each other. Then we realized we could do more damage as allies. Romantic, he laughs. It was practical. But yeah, we're closer than most business partners. How close are we talking? His eyes slide to me, amused. Curious? Nosy. There's a difference. We share everything that matters. The weight in those words makes my pulse quicken. Territory, resources, enemies. A pause. Sometimes other things. My brain short-circuits trying to process that implication. Before I can respond, the warehouse doors open. Jihoon and Taeyang emerge, followed by Jihoon and 2 other men I don't recognize. They're dragging 2 figures between them. Even from here, I recognize them. Buzzed hair. Broad build. The men who hurt me. My hand starts shaking. Hansel's hand covers mine. Breathe. I'm breathing. You're hyperventilating. There's a difference. The men are forced to their knees on the concrete. Even through the tinted windows, I can see the fear in their faces. Good. Jihoon pulls out his phone, makes a call, puts it on speaker. I can't hear what's being said, but I watch the kneeling men's expressions shift from fear to outright terror. Then Jihoon ends the call, says something to Taeyang, and walks back toward the car. He opens my door. Come here. What? I want them to see you. My heart hammers. Why? So they understand exactly who they touched, who they made the mistake of hurting. I step out on shaking legs. Jihoon's hand settles on my shoulder, exactly like in my vision, and guides me forward until we're 10 feet from the kneeling men. The one with the buzzed hair looks up, recognition and regret flooding his features. I'm sorry, he chokes out. We didn't know. We didn't know he was yours. That's your mistake, Jihoon says, voice colder than I've ever heard it. Thinking it matters whether he was mine or not. He's a person. You hurt him for politics. The Inchin boss said, I don't care what anyone said. Taeyang's voice cuts through the night. You made a choice. Now you live with the consequences. The broader one finally speaks. What are you going to do? That depends, Hansel says, appearing beside us, on how the next few hours go. Jihoon's phone buzzes. He checks it, and something like satisfaction crosses his face. The Inchin boss just called. Wants to negotiate your release. He looks at the kneeling men. I told him no. Told him this is what happens when people think they can operate in my city without consequences. He'll retaliate, the buzzed one says desperately. Let him try. Jihoon's hand tightens fractionally on my shoulder. By dawn, the entire city will know what happens when you touch what's mine. The vision clicks into place. 3 bodies. Dawn. Not death. A message. Things are about to get intense. If you're dying to know what happens next and how these 3 alphas handle their enemies, smash that subscribe button. Trust me, you do not want to miss the next part. The city's about to learn exactly who the Omega belongs to, and it's going to be absolutely fire. Subscribe now and let's watch this unfold together. What does that mean? I ask quietly. A message? Jihoon's hand slides from my shoulder to the small of my back, guiding me away from the kneeling men. It means by sunrise, every crew in Seoul will know what happened here. We'll know that touching our people has consequences. You're making an example of them. We're making a statement. Taeyang joins us, and now I'm flanked by all three again. That we protect what's ours, that there are lines you don't cross. And what exactly happens to them? Hansel's expression goes gentle in that dangerous way. They'll live, but they'll carry reminders of tonight for a very long time. I should feel guilty, should feel some moral objection to violence as justice. Instead, I feel a cold satisfaction settling in my bones. Good. All three of them look at me with something like approval. You're not going to lecture us about mercy? Taeyang asks. They didn't show me any. Why should I care if they receive it? Most Omegas would be horrified right now, Jiwon observes. I'm not most Omegas. I meet his eyes directly. And honestly, I'm too tired to perform moral superiority. They hurt me. You're handling it. I'm okay with that math. Something shifts in the air between us. Some unspoken understanding clicking into place. Jiwon's hand cups my jaw, tilting my face up. His thumb traces the edge of my bruise with unexpected tenderness. You're extraordinary. I'm practical. There's a difference. No. His dark eyes search mine. You're extraordinary. My heart does something complicated in my chest. We should go, Hansel says, breaking the moment. Let Yejoon finish here. The drive back feels different. Charged with something I can't name. I'm wedged between Jiwon and Hansel again, Taeyang driving through Seoul's pre-dawn streets. What time is it? I ask. 4:30, Taeyang answers. Sun rises in about 90 minutes. The vision's timeline clicking into place. You're not going back to Nowon tonight, Jiwon says. Not a question. I have an apartment. A brother who's probably losing his mind. Text him. Tell him you're staying with friends. I don't have a phone, remember? Jiwon presses his into my hand again. Now you do. I stare at the expensive device. I can't just take your phone. You're not taking it. I'm giving it to you. He pulls out another phone from his jacket. I have 3. You need 1. Problem solved. That's not how this works. That's exactly how this works. His tone allows no argument. You need to be reachable, safe, connected. Controlling much? Protective. There's a difference. I text Minho before this argument can continue. Staying with friends tonight. I'm safe. We'll explain tomorrow. Please don't freak out. His response comes immediately. Too late, I'm already freaking out. Then are you actually safe, or are you being held hostage and can't say so? I almost laugh. Actually safe. Promise. They fed me. Very good soup. Jihoon, I swear to God, if you get murdered, I'm going to kill you myself. That's not how death works, Hyung. You know what I mean? I put the phone in my pocket. Well, Jiwon's phone. My phone now, apparently. Your brother sounds protective, Hansel observes. He raised me after our mom died. He's earned the right to be paranoid. How old were you? Taeyang asks. 16. He was 19. The memories taste bitter. Our dad was already sick. Minho dropped out of university to work. Made sure I finished high school. Silence settles heavy in the car. That kind of loyalty is rare, Jiwon says quietly. That kind of desperation is common when you're poor. We pull up to a building I don't recognize. Sleek, modern, the kind of place where monthly rent probably equals my yearly salary. Where are we? Home, Taeyang says, parking in an underground garage. Who's home? Ours. My brain stutters. You 3 live together? Penthouse. Top 2 floors. Hansel's already opening his door. Easier than maintaining 3 separate places. More secure. I follow them into an elevator that requires a key card to access the top floors. The ride up feels endless. When the doors open, I step into luxury that makes the eclipse look modest. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul. Furniture that probably costs more than my debt. Art on walls that might be actual museum pieces. Everything in shades of black, gray, and deep blue. Guest room is this way, Jiwon says, leading me down a hallway. The room he shows me is bigger than my entire apartment. King-sized bed, ensuite bathroom, a view that makes my chest ache. I can't stay here. You can and you will. He moves to the closet, pulls out clothes. These should fit. Showers through there. Take your time. Jiwon. He turns and the intensity in his eyes steals my breath. You were attacked in our territory because you work for us. That makes it our responsibility to ensure you're safe. protected, cared for. He steps closer. I know this is fast. I know you don't understand what's happening yet, but you will. What is happening? You're ours now. Simple, absolute. The three of us. We don't share often, but when we do, he trails off, something heated flickering in his expression. We share completely. My omega instincts are practically vibrating. That's insane. Probably. His hand cups my face again, and I'm starting to crave that touch like air. But it's true anyway. He leaves before I can formulate a response. I stand there for a solid minute, trying to process the last 12 hours. This morning I woke up in pain, dreading work, drowning in debt. Now I'm in a penthouse owned by three Mafia kings who apparently think I belong to them. The shower helps. Hot water washing away dried blood and tension. I find first aid supplies under the sink. Rebandage the worst scrapes. The clothes Jihoon left fit perfectly. Soft sleep pants and a t-shirt that smells like cedar and something darker. When I emerge, dawn is breaking over Seoul, pink and gold painting the sky. I find all three of them on the balcony. Taeyang's on his phone. Hansel's smoking. Jihoon just stands there watching the city wake. It's done, Taeyang says, ending his call. Message sent. Every crew from Incheon to Busan knows what happened. Good. Jihoon doesn't turn around. Let them know we're not playing. I step out onto the balcony, and all three turn to look at me. How do you feel? Hansel asks. I think about the question seriously. My body still hurts. My face is still bruised. But something else has shifted. Safe, I admit quietly. For the first time in a long time, I feel safe. Jihoon's expression softens. Good. The sun breaks fully over the horizon, bathing everything in gold. My vision clicks into completion. 3 bodies by dawn. Not death. Justice. The phone message. Found. All of it exactly as I saw. Your visions are never wrong, are they? Jihoon asks. Not so far. Then we should talk about how to use that properly. I blink at him. Use it? It's not exactly a reliable skill. I see random things at random times. Yesterday I had a vision of someone dropping their keys. Very useful for preventing minor inconveniences. But you also saw your attack, Taeyang points out, and you saw tonight's outcome. That's not random. It's higher stakes situations, Hansel adds, stubbing out his cigarette. Danger, important moments. Your ability is trying to protect you. Well, it's doing a terrible job considering I still got beaten half to death. Because you ignored the warning, Jihoon says. Next time you won't. Next time? My voice pitches higher. I'm not planning on making a habit of getting mugged. No, but you're involved with us now. Danger comes with the territory. He moves closer, and the morning light catches his features in a way that makes my breath hitch. Which is why we're going to teach you to trust your visions, act on them. And how exactly do we do that? Practice, training, paying attention to what triggers them. Taeyang's already typing on his phone. I know someone who specializes in psychic abilities. Discreet, trustworthy. Of course you do, I mutter. Do you have a guy for everything? Yes. All three of them answer simultaneously. I can't help the laugh that escapes. It hurts my ribs, but it feels good anyway. You should do that more, Hansel says softly. What, laugh and injure myself? Laugh, period. His eyes are warm. You don't do it enough. Haven't had much to laugh about lately. That changes now. Jihoon's hand finds my lower back again, and I'm starting to realize this is his thing. Touching me there. Grounding. Possessive. Your debt is paid off as of an hour ago. My brain screeches to a halt. What? 52 million won. Transferred to the hospital. Your account is clear. The world tilts sideways. You can't just... That's not... I didn't ask you to do that. I don't need your permission to take care of what's mine. I'm not your charity case. You're not charity. His voice drops, intense and unwavering. You're ours, and we take care of our own. That's how this works. This is insane. I'm shaking now, but not from fear, from something bigger that I can't name. You've known me for less than 24 hours, and you're just paying off my debt? Moving me into your house? Claiming I belong to you? Yes. Taeyang crosses his arms. That's exactly what we're doing. Why? Because the moment we saw those bruises, Hansel says quietly, something shifted. We've been watching you for months, Jihoon. The way you move through the eclipse like a ghost. How you never complain. Never ask for anything. Just work yourself to exhaustion trying to survive. We noticed you long before last night, Jiwon adds. Last night just made it impossible to keep pretending we didn't care. My throat goes tight. You noticed me? Everything. Taeyang's expression softens. How you organize bottles by height even though no one asks you to. How you always make sure the orchids in the VIP room are watered. How you fold the napkins into perfect triangles because you take pride in your work even when no one's looking. That's just doing my job. No. Jiwon steps closer, and now I'm surrounded by all three of them again. That's caring. About details, about doing things right. That's who you are under all the survival and exhaustion. I don't know what to say to that. Don't know how to process being seen so completely. I need coffee, I finally manage, and probably therapy after this conversation. Hansel laughs. Coffee we can do. Therapy might take longer. The kitchen is absurd. Restaurant-grade appliances, marble countertops, enough space to host a cooking show. Taeyang moves through it with practiced ease, starting an espresso machine that probably costs more than a car. I perch on a bar stool, watching him work. You cook, make coffee, run a criminal empire. Very domestic for a mafia king. I contain multitudes. He slides a perfect cappuccino across the counter. Drink. You need the caffeine. I take a sip and nearly moan. Okay, this is unfairly good. Wait until you try his japchae, Hansel says, stealing my cup for a sip. Hey, get your own. I like yours better. That's literally the same coffee. Tastes better when it's stolen. He winks and I hate that it makes me smile. Jiwon's phone buzzes. He checks it, expression darkening. The Inshan boss wants a meeting. Let him want, Taeyang says dismissively. We're not negotiating. He's threatening retaliation. Let him threaten. He touches our territory. We burn his to the ground. There's nothing gentle in Taeyang's voice now. Pure, cold calculation. He started this. We'll finish it. The casual discussion of violence should disturb me. Instead, I feel protected, valued, like I'm worth defending. What about me, I ask. Do I go back to work? Pretend last night didn't happen? You're not going back to serving tables, Jiwon says firmly. I need to work. I can't just live here rent-free playing house with three criminals. First, we're not criminals. We're entrepreneurs with diverse interests. Hansel grins. Second, you will work, just differently. Doing what? Whatever you want. Taeyang refills my coffee without asking. You have a gift. Precognition is valuable. Rare. You could consult. Help us avoid problems before they happen. You want to hire me as your personal psychic? We want you safe, using your abilities properly, and not breaking your body for minimum wage. I stare into my coffee, trying to process this. Yesterday I was drowning in debt, invisible, barely surviving. Today I'm sitting in a penthouse drinking perfect coffee, discussing employment with three men who apparently think I'm worth starting wars over. This is moving really fast, I say quietly. Yes, Jiwon doesn't apologize, but that doesn't make it wrong. How do you know? He moves around the counter, tilts my chin up with gentle fingers. Because I've spent 12 years building an empire on instinct and calculation. And every instinct I have is screaming that you're important, that losing you would be a mistake we'd never recover from. My heart hammers against my ribs. That's a lot of pressure. That's honesty. His thumb traces my bottom lip, carefully avoiding the split. We don't do this lightly, Jihoon. Don't claim people. Don't bring them into our home. Don't share. His eyes search mine. But you're different. Why? Because you see us, Hansel answers, appearing beside Jiwon. Not our reputation, not our power. You called us moderately attractive with authority issues. I stand by that assessment. Taeyang laughs, joining the circle around me. See? That. You're not afraid, not performing, just honest. Honest and sassy, I correct. Let's be accurate. Honest, sassy, and ours, Jihoon murmurs. Then he kisses me. Soft at first. Questioning. His lips against mine testing boundaries I didn't know I'd already crossed. When I don't pull away, when my hands come up to grip his shirt, it deepens. He tastes like coffee and something darker, more dangerous. Heat floods through me, erasing rational thought. This is Kang Ji-won, one of Seoul's most dangerous men, kissing me in his kitchen like I'm something precious. When we break apart, both breathing hard, Taeyang is right there. My turn, he says, and his kiss is different. Hungrier, more demanding. His hand tangles in my hair, angling my head exactly where he wants it. I'm drowning in sensation, in the overwhelming reality of being wanted this intensely. Taeyang pulls back, and Han-sol steps in. His kiss is gentler, but no less devastating. Thorough. Like he's memorizing the taste of me. When he finally releases me, I'm shaking. Still think this is moving too fast? Jihoon asks, voice rough. Absolutely. My voice comes out breathless. But I'm not complaining. Good. Hansel's smile is pure satisfaction. Because we're not slowing down. My phone buzzes. Jihoon's phone. My phone now. The adjustment is going to take time. It's Minho. I'm coming over. Address, now. I show them the screen. My brother is about to lose his mind. Then we should probably meet him properly, Taeyang says. Before he calls the police. He wouldn't. Actually, he absolutely would. 20 minutes later, Minho bursts through the penthouse door like an avenging angel. Security let him up after I confirmed, but he looks ready to fight all three kings with his bare hands. Jihoon! He crosses to me, hands hovering over my bruised face. Are you okay? Did they hurt you? Do you need me to call someone? Hyung, breathe. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're bruised and you disappeared with 3 crime lords and you texted me about soup. It was very good soup. That's not the point. He whirls on the 3 men watching this exchange with varying degrees of amusement. What did you do to my brother? Protected him, Jihoon says simply. Fed him. Made sure the people who hurt him faced consequences. And paid off his debt, I add. Apparently, Minho's eyes go wide. What? 52 million won. Gone. Just like that. My brother looks between us processing. Why? Because he's ours, Taeyang says like it's obvious. And we take care of our own. Ours. Minho repeats the word slowly. As in all 3 of us, Hansel confirms. We don't do this often, but when we do, we commit completely. I watch my brother's face cycle through about 15 emotions. Finally, he looks at me. Are you happy? The question catches me off guard. Yeah, I think I am. Do you feel safe? Safer than I have in years. He studies me for a long moment, then nods. Okay, then I'm okay with it. He points at each of them in turn. But if any of you hurt him, I don't care how powerful you are. I will find a way to make you regret it. Noted, Jihoon says, respect in his voice. We have no intention of hurting him. Good. Minho pulls me into a careful hug. I still think you're insane, but I love you anyway. Love you too, Hyung. He leaves with promises to call later and threats to check in constantly. The moment the door closes, I turn to face my 3. What are they exactly? So, I say, what happens now? Now, Jihoon moves closer. You heal. Rest. Learn to use your ability properly. And let us take care of you, Taeyang adds. Actually take care of you. No more working yourself to exhaustion. I'm not good at being taken care of. You'll learn. Hansol's hand finds mine, lacing our fingers together. We're patient. The next few weeks blur into something dreamlike. They hire a doctor who makes house calls monitoring my ribs until they heal completely. The precognition specialist Taeyang mentioned helps me understand my visions, teaches me to trigger them intentionally instead of waiting for random flashes. I start consulting for them. Small things at first, warning Jihoon about a business deal that feels wrong, helping Taeyang avoid a setup, seeing Hansel's sister's car accident 3 hours before it happens, and preventing it entirely. My ability becomes less random, more focused, actually useful. And somewhere between morning coffees and late-night conversations, between stolen kisses and shared meals, I stop feeling like a guest in their home. I start feeling like I belong. 3 months after that night in the alley, I wake up in the massive bed I've been sharing with all three of them. Jiwon's arm draped over my waist, Taeyang's steady breathing behind me, Hansel's face peaceful in sleep beside me. Morning light streams through floored-ceiling windows, painting everything gold. I should feel overwhelmed, should feel like this is too much, too fast, too intense. Instead, I feel settled, complete, like every terrible thing that happened led me exactly here. My phone buzzes. A message from Minho. Sunday dinner? I'm making galbi. Bring your 3 criminals. I smile, typing back. They prefer entrepreneurs with diverse interests. They're still criminals, but they're your criminals, so I guess I have to tolerate them. You like them and you know it. Hansel taught me that card trick. He's all right. I laugh quietly, trying not to wake anyone. But Jiwon stirs anyway, his arm tightening around me. What's funny? His voice is rough with sleep. Minho's inviting you all to dinner. He's pretending to tolerate you while clearly bonding. Your brother is terrifying, but he's smiling. I respect that. He learned from the best. Jiwon props himself up on one elbow, looking down at me with an expression that makes my heart skip. Happy? I think about the question. Really think about it. 6 months ago, I was drowning in debt, invisible, barely surviving, working myself to death for scraps, with no hope of anything better. Now I'm wrapped in expensive sheets, surrounded by 3 men who see me completely and choose me anyway. My debt is gone. My brother is safe. My ability is an asset instead of a burden. I have a home that isn't measured in square meters of cramped desperation. I have people who protect me not because they have to, but because they want to. I have everything I never knew I needed. Yeah, I say softly, reaching up to cup his face. I'm happy. Good. He leans down, kisses me slow and thorough. Because we're keeping you. Possessive much. Completely. Taeyang mumbles from behind me, pulling me closer. You're stuck with us now. Tragic, I deadpan. However will I cope with being spoiled by 3 gorgeous Mafia kings? Moderately attractive, Hansel corrects sleepily. You said moderately attractive. I'm upgrading my assessment. You've earned it. Only took 3 months in paying off your debt, Jiwon says dryly. I'm expensive. What can I say? They laugh, and the sound fills something in me I didn't know was empty. This is home, not the penthouse or the luxury or the safety. Them, this, us. Whatever we're building in the spaces between danger and devotion. And for the first time in longer than I can remember, I'm not just surviving, I'm living. The city spreads below us, Seoul waking to another day. Somewhere out there, enemies plot and rivals scheme, and danger waits. But here, wrapped in warmth and want and belonging, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. 3 Mafia kings found their Omega bleeding in an alley and asked who? By dawn, the entire city knew the answer. Mine. I'm theirs. Completely. Impossibly. Perfectly. And I wouldn't change a single moment of how we got here. And that's it. If this story grabbed you by the heart and didn't let go, please hit that subscribe button. I've got so many more exciting, emotional, and absolutely addictive stories coming your way. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's next. More drama, more romance, more protective alphas, and way more sass. Subscribe now and join our community. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. You're amazing, and I'll see you in the next story.